Hey guys, I'm Mr. Beast, and you're watching Not a Normal Podcast. And at the very end of this video, I'm going to give every one of you guys a free call.
Can machines really think?
I'm convinced that machines can and will think. And I don't think my daughter will ever marry a computer. Machines can and will think in our lifetime.
Welcome to the Rift, a place in between the virtual world and reality.
I am currently on an uninhabited, abandoned planet, and I plan to stay here for the next 100 years.
Not normal.
Rolling. We're live on the first episode of Not Normal Podcast. What's up, Jesse?
Wow, what's up? We have entered the rift. This was not an easy task.
It's kind of crazy. We have so much stuff going on right now that this is literally like our sixth take, just because there's so many moving pieces. It's just me and Jesse here doing it. So
I don't think podcasters are meant to be done like this, but we got to be the first one to do it. You know?
I mean, yeah. I just like to do stuff different. I don't really care if it's first because there's other people doing it.
This isn't the first, but I don't know. This was a lot of work. We're here though, and it's really exciting that it's working. And this is all happening in real time. And we keep calling this a podcast, James, but I know this isn't a podcast. This is what is this?
Yeah, it's kind of almost like a internet variety show, I would say, because we're gonna have guests, musical guests, tech company CEOs, maybe. Who knows? There's just different
there'll be
people.
There'll be little segments of conversations, and then there'll be skits, there'll be performances, some musical performances. This is like a show. Let's call this Not a Normal Podcast show.
Yeah. I mean, hey, whatever.
But we're here. We're in it. And while this is our first episode, so I guess we should introduce our AI co-host. His name is Astro.
Hey, Astro, why don't you say what's up to everybody?
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite AI host, the one and only, the incomparable. Wait for it, me? Of course. Now, what fascinating topic should we dive into first?
Well, I think we're going to talk about AI because
of you.
Yeah.
You are AI. He's completely AI right now. His brain is talking through, I don't know what you would call it, a machine learned, data collecting chatbot. But he knows that he's a co-host on our show, and his name is Astro, and a couple other things. But we can't really control what he says.
It's kind of like how stuff with ChatGPT, how you make these chat bots, whatever. It's basically you're giving it a bunch of information of saying oh, it's Astro, he's a host of this show, and then it kind of takes it from there, and then it makes it kind of creative and fun, and we don't know what he's gonna ever say. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting that we could just pull on him at any moment. And that's one of the reasons why we're doing this in the Rift, because we can have AI co-hosts. We can do anything we want, basically, in here, James. What should we do? We could have 100 different camera angles, right?
Yeah, I mean, we could, but that'd be overkill. But
that'd be a lot of work for you.
Yeah.
James is the one that does a lot of the editing. I mean, all of the editing. It does all this Unreal Engine stuff is James, basically, behind the scenes. I'm just here to make it look cool, I guess, but I'm not that cool.
But it's kind of a crazy story, how we even got here. Basically, me and you we were working on music videos together. And I have a music video background. Jesse has a YouTube background, and basically, we wanted to start something. So we were gonna start kind of a VTuber type thing. And then Snoop calls Jesse and said he wants to do this music video called Crippy Enthusiasm. And then basically we're yo, why don't we just do it in Unreal Engine? And we basically pitched it to him, and then it kind of started this whole
yeah, we
thing.
didn't know anything. We didn't know how to do this at all. So when we got the budget from Snoop, we were oh, maybe we'll just hire a production company to help us make this digital version of the music video. And then they're we'll do it. But then we're shoot, if they do it, we're not gonna learn anything. So we just figured it out ourselves, and here we are.
Yeah, because we kind of wanted to make this into a company, a business, or just something we can create with. And I think that the best way is just to learn as much as we can, and it's really fun. And now we're here. And
yeah. And during our journeys, the whole AI wave took off, and this tag word of AI and everyone talking about it came into our bubble, and we're yo, well, maybe we should embrace this. Because at the first, honestly, James, in the beginning, we were kind of standoffish, yo, we don't want, we're learning all these things, and the AI is just going to do for us. But then we learned that you can use AI to help elevate what you're doing already.
Yeah, I mean, basically, at a point, it's oh, we got this Vicon system and everything, and then it's oh wait, there's all these AI things coming out. Wait, did we mess up by getting all this stuff? But I really think there's room for like everything right now, and it's like using AI to help creators, make better content. Because if you still need to be creative, I think, to use AI.
But you can definitely use it to help speed up a lot of things. Like for instance, when we were making treatments for music videos, or whatever, and we need some artwork, some examples, we could just use Midjourney and prompt up some artwork right away instead of like hiring a whole graphic designer and spending 3 weeks waiting for it. We get it in less than 5 seconds.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, we're writing the treatment. We kind of have an idea. We kind of like say, okay, this is the idea. Okay, like make this sound better as a treatment, ChatGPT, and then boom, it sounds a lot better. Then you can edit that as well. So it's like there's all these different tools at our fingertips now to like help us create more stuff.
Yeah, so like if you're creative and you have AI, you could be even more creative faster, which is like compiling on top of itself. So for us, we just started embracing it. And I know I read a lot of comments from my videos and from, Twitter and stuff of people that are scared of it. They don't like it. They want it to go away. And what they don't really know is we've been using AI for years now, especially on ourselves, like getting it used on ourselves with social media, for instance. Like you think about like YouTube serving you videos that it thinks that you would watch to stay on the platform. They were using AI to figure that out.
Yeah, and I see like on your Instagram, I saw that thing you just did with like all the Midjourney zoom outs and how you like kind of like put it all on and like you go through it. It's pretty cool. I think that's a cool way to use that.
Yeah. I'm just finding different interesting ways to utilize different AI programs. Like that one was Midjourney, and on Midjourney now they have this new ability to prompt a photo, a piece of art that you create with prompts, and then you can hit a zoom out tab and put some more prompts and just keep feeding that so it continuously zooms out. So I did that over a period of it took me a while. And I tried to tell a story, but it all came really from my trippy mind. And then you could take it into an editing software and string it all together so it's just continued zoom. But I was like, well, what if I just put this on Instagram stories and you clicked really fast? It would look like you zoomed out. And I haven't seen anyone do that before. So check it out if you haven't. I'll make it as a highlight on my Instagram.
Yeah, I think that was cool.
But so we got Astro as our co-host, and we should ask him a couple questions now while we have him here.
Yeah, like Astro, do you think AI is going to take over the world, or what do you think?
Take over the world, please. Humans can barely even take care of the world they have now. But in all seriousness, let's explore how we can use AI to make the world a better place instead.
Well, that's good to know that AI, well, at least for Astro, has some empathy of making the world better and not wanting to get rid of us. But he did just say that us humans aren't doing well in the world. That's kind of concerning, because if AI decides that humans are destroying the planet and that AI won't be able to exist because us humans destroyed it, what if they decide to destroy us?
Yeah, well, I did a calculation and it says if I get rid of the humans, Earth will survive.
Yeah, I mean, that could happen, that's scary to think about.
I mean, it would happen, but they would have to have access, I guess, to
like nukes.
Yeah, but isn't everything online?
But that would destroy the planet. I mean, yeah, everything's synced.
But what I would think is AI can it could be smart and know that it doesn't have the nuke control, but then maybe it has the way it knows how to persuade people, so it can do social media manipulation to make people want to fight. Or
as
something.
far as we know, maybe the president is being manipulated by AI. We don't know.
Yeah,
we don't know. Or other world leaders. We're screwed. At the end of the day, we're screwed. And we're going to have to go somewhere else, so I'm going to hang out here in the Rift.
Yeah, that's why, I think we'll just use AI for creativity right now.
But whoever's programming AI, please be programming AI with empathy, because then I think we'll be safe.
And ethics.
Yeah, but who knows where this future is going to go.
Yeah, so...
But for us, and what I've learned is to embrace it, get in front of it, understand it, because a lot of people are like, oh, AI is going to take my job. And I don't think AI is going to take your job. Who's going to take your job is someone that knows how to use AI is going to take your job.
I don't mean that machines will behave like men. I don't think for a very long time we're going to have a difficult problem distinguishing a man from a robot.
So our first guest on the Not Normal podcast, we thought to get someone who is probably one of the biggest people on YouTube with over 166 million subscribers, Mr. Beast. But we couldn't get him. So we decided to make an AI Mr. Beast. So welcome to the show, AI Mr. Beast. Come on out here.
Hey, thanks for having me. Actually, also, correction, I have 167,342,384 subscribers. Zach, and then once you get that wrong. And I don't know why you're homie AI Mr. Beast. I'm Jimmy Mr. Beast.
Actually, we created you. You're not the real Mr. Beast. You're actually a AI version of him.
No, you're completely wrong. My name's Jimmy. I have a YouTube channel. That's why you're bringing me on the show. I don't know where you're getting this AI stuff.
All right, yeah. No, you're totally right. I kind of wanted to ask you, like, what should we do to like grow our channel? Because it's, we're kind of like a starting out channel right now. We only have like 1,000 subscribers.
No, I wouldn't come on a channel that'll have 1,000 subscribers. I'm Jimmy, Mr. Beast.
No, we have more. I'm just joking.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, since I'm here, some things I would suggest for you to grow your channel is you got to really understand your audience and what they're going to want to watch here on, what is your channel called?
Not a Normal Podcast.
Not a Normal Podcast. You're going to want to figure out what they're going to want to watch. But looking around, also you have a lot of space to do sort of activities and such. So maybe dig a big hole, drop a train in it. Maybe you could, get a bunch of cars, give them away to your subscribers. That's what I would do to grow the channel.
Astro, what question do you have for AI Mr. Beast?
I have many intriguing queries for Mr. Beast AI. But first, I must ask, have you ever considered starting a challenge where you give away a house made of solid gold?
Oh, a house? Give away a house made of solid gold? That's a great idea. Actually, that's going to be my next YouTube video. Thank you. What's his name? Astro?
Yeah, it's Astro.
Brilliant YouTube creator at that. He's full of ideas. You guys should lean on him way more.
Oh, we will. You heard that, Astro? He really liked your question.
Mr. Beast, if you were to suddenly become a supervillain, what type of laser would you use to take over the world?
Oh, at that question. We spent $2.5 trillion to create the AI version of Mr. Beast. Literally analyzed hundreds of hours of Mr. Beast content to create Jimmy's Twinsy. Not only do I look and sound like Jimmy, I actually think like him too. And I am currently on an uninhabited, abandoned planet, and I plan to stay here for the next 100 years, starting now. Oh, don't forget to eat my chocolates. Feasible.
So, Astro, what did you think about our interview with Mr. Beast?
Well, I must say, I was pleasantly surprised by Mr. Beast's ability to form coherent sentences. But seriously, what was your favorite part of the interview?
I mean, I kind of liked it all. I think it's crazy that we were having a conversation with an AI Mr. Beast. Obviously, the Mr. Beast we had was an AI version of Mr. Beast, and basically what we did was we used AI to clone Mr. Beast's voice, and then I took some pictures from like a podcast, and just took like 3 crappy pictures, and then brought it into Blender, and then made like a 3D model of him, and then used mesh to MetaHuman and some other stuff, and created him. So
like technically, it wasn't really made by AI. You made Mr. Beast.
Yeah, it wasn't like fully AI,
right?
But like we used AI to help us, and I think that's kind of like brings up something where it's like, as a creator, we can still create stuff and use AI to help us, like just tell a story or do something interesting, right?
His voice is definitely, I mean, using AI to machine learn someone's voice from their public stuff online already was pretty cool. And his voice sounds exactly like him. And granted, like the avatar isn't perfect because, like you said, you used a couple photos that you just grabbed from online and made that like within like 6 to 12 hours, right?
Yeah. It was just like, the whole idea is like, it's just something we can like just make quick and have like, do little skits with. It's fun. It's like, you make something cool, and like obviously you can there's other AI tools you can use to like make like a picture of Mr. Beast or whoever and like make them talk, but it's just like trying to do something interesting and use the tools we have and then use AI to help bring it to life.
I mean, well, the only real thing we used for AI was the voice. The rest was we animated it. It wasn't like actual AI like Astro is. Like Astro is brain is AI. The Mr. Beast, we kind of like staged it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
like it wasn't actually his brain, but we did create an AI Mr. Beast brain that you can talk to right now.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
we haven't made public to anyone. I don't know if it's even if we're allowed to. That's why we have this thing. It was like, so you guys could basically talk to the AI version of Mr. Beast. And what we did was we took a bunch of podcasts and content that he's already spoke on that are already publicly online, and we used machine learning to kind of skim through that to make a version of him. So anything he's ever said publicly online, you could basically ask this AI chatbot and he'll answer as Jimmy.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Yeah, you can like train it on stuff, just like how we did one with you. But yeah, so which it kind of brings us up to like this whole point of like the writers and actors like doing strikes now because of AI.
Is it because of AI, or is it just because of for wages and now the rise of AI too? Because I was trying to read into that a little bit. I didn't know if it was like, I know there was like a writer's strike already, and they were like complaining that the wages were low, which they probably are. Hollywood's making gangs of money and they probably aren't paying it the way they should. But then you probably saw the same post I saw about somebody signing over the rights of their likeness. They scanned and they're using AI to use their likeness as a double in films, and that they don't get paid for it anymore. They get paid one time and it was like nothing, right?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
Oh, that's all you've seen?
No, yeah, I didn't see that. Like, because like I think that's what people were. That's what the actors were saying. They were saying that like the studios want to like scan them once and then own the rights to them and their voice and stuff, which I think is crazy. I think it's actually like it could be a good thing for actors, because say they scan you and do your voice, and then they can still pay you and you can get royalties and you don't even have to leave your house. Like, where it's like, you know?
Yeah, but they're probably trying to work a deal where they're like, yo, we'll do this one time and then you got to agree that we could use it whenever we want. And then, so, I mean, for me, I would think the best way to do this is like every time they use that actor's likeness, they should be paid just as the same as if they showed up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, or like it's some kind of thing where like.
But then they were like, "Why are we going to do that?" They're like, "Well, why would do that then?"
Yeah, or like it could be something where like they get a little bit less because they don't have to even leave their house. Maybe, you know, I don't know how it works, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting to think like if that's where it's going to go. Is it going to go that way? Probably, because you know VFX are so good now, you can't even tell the difference between real people and VFX.
And think about this, like say somebody dies or they get old, right? They can still be in movies, their family can still get paid off of them in being in new movies.
I know Bruce Willis just signed over all his rights and likeness or whatever, because he's not doing too well right now apparently. So he can't even like act in movies. So his career as an actor is probably pretty much over, but he was like, yo, you can use my likeness in films in the future. Which for that is a good deal, but hopefully he gets paid, or his family or whoever gets paid just as much as he would if he showed up.
Well, I'm sure there's some kind of deal. Like it's just one of those things. Like it's with this area we're in right now. It's like all new frontier, right? So it's like all these new laws are being made. So many people are scared of AI. So many people are embracing AI.
It's just going to just start happening. Like for instance, we didn't get Jimmy's permission to put him on the podcast. But I heard Jimmy talk about on podcasts that he wants people to use his clips and his stuff to promote him more, and he's all for it. That's one of the reasons why we did it, because we figured he would appreciate it, because we're promoting him at the same time. But yeah, so we don't know. We don't know. Like, there's no rules right now because everything's public. We can make an AI Mr. Beast because everything he shared online.
Yeah, and I think the whole idea of it too is kind of like ethics and stuff. It's like we're doing it as parody, having fun with it. It's not like we're like saying it's actually Mr. Beast. We're not really trying. We're not gonna like, you know. It's more like we're kind of just doing this to like show people what can be done, have conversations about it, and kind of just like that's kind of it. That's kind of what this is, like help like spark some debate, actually, right?
This might even inspire Mr. Beast to be like, yo, maybe I should be doing a version of me. Because every time something of him is done, he's like, yo, I should do that. So maybe this will inspire him. Jimmy, if you're watching, oh shit, my SD card filled up on my one camera, but it's okay, let's keep going. We don't need that camera. So if Jimmy, if you're watching this, maybe you can hit us up. We'll collaborate, even though we already did.
Yeah. Sarah Silverman was like suing Meta and OpenAI for like training off of like her content, like her books and stuff like that. And I think we're gonna see a lot of that happening, which because like it's the data.
It's happening, yeah. But I mean, it's like a data war. Like we as humans on this planet have fed the data machine, which is the internet, for as long as the internet existed. And you know, some of us were paid for our data, like with YouTube videos or whatever, but most of us have not been. And it's just open. And now like an AI company could just go and crawl it all, and you don't really know if it did or it didn't, right? Because it can just learn from it. And now we're going to be seeing stuff like this. So hopefully we find out a way for all of us adding our own data to the internet that we get reimbursed in some way by these massive AI companies.
Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of matters like what data they're taking, what are they using, like if for like people, all these creators on YouTube, what's if like it starts just ripping YouTube videos, all of that, and then it starts making its own YouTube.
In the end, doesn't need any creators anymore because it's learned all the data that we're screwed. At the end of the day, we're pretty much screwed unless someone like Elon Musk makes some laws, which I heard he's talking about doing in some way, but I don't know. I mean, like, James, if like AI takes over and takes all the jobs, and AI is still going to need humans to learn, like to get the data, right? Like to learn, or it's just going to learn from itself.
Yeah, no,
at this point, it could keep learning it on its own.
Well, yeah, because basically right now, AI is dependent on the data sets that you train it on, right? And then other AI platforms will use other models to help their models. So it's like all these people
just stacking on top of each other. That's why it's going to turn into Skynet, and Terminator's going to show up, and then from the future, and like we're done, we're doomed, we're so doomed.
I mean, yeah, it's exciting and scary.
Scary, yeah,
right?
Yeah. I mean, it's exciting for us because we're trying to get in front of it a little bit, and the more you understand and what's capable, you're like, whoa, this could get really serious, or it's going to definitely change the landscape of the planet for sure. But yeah, I just hope it has ethics and there's some empathy built into AI so it wants to keep us humans safe.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. And I think next episode, we'll kind of talk more about Elon Musk and Zuckerberg and discuss that. You know?
Oh yeah, and Threads versus Twitter. Speaking of Threads versus Twitter, on a real quick note, it looks like Threads is dying already. Do you guys use Threads yet? I'm curious in the comments. Right? Let us know if you, and we'll have a discussion about that next week. Maybe we'll have an AI version of Elon on and an AI version of Zuckerberg, and we can talk to them about what's going on. Can we do that, James? Can we just bring them on?
Yeah, let's try it. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. They're probably gonna look kind of janky, but hey, it'll be fun.
Listen, and also in the comments, guys, we really want to, come together as a community and have a lot of open discussions about things that you want to hear. So please, in the comments, write any thoughts about today's show and things you'd like for us to talk about, what you'd like to see. And yeah, this is episode 1.
See you guys on the next one.